Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. And now, for your host, Kimberly McLemore.
All right, good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. I'm your host, Kimberly McLemore, but tonight we have another amazing special edition show with Moments with Lady K and Mr. T. Welcome, Mr. T.
Hey, Lady K, what's up?
Do ya? Oh my gosh, it is another exciting night. Oh, I always love our show, and we just always have such amazing, great topics to talk about. And tonight, people, we're going to be saying, do something, a call to action. I know y'all are thinking, what are they talking about? Do something. But before we dive into this amazing topic, we always do this on our shows, that we wanted to tell the listeners just a little bit more about us. So I'm going to let you go first this time, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, Lady K. I appreciate it. What's up, listeners out there in listener land? How y'all doing? What's up? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo está? All that wonderful stuff. I don't speak French. I don't speak any other languages, but I got those two under the bag. Anyway, this is Mr. T. Signing on just to say hey and howdy do to all of you out there. I like to say that I like to share that I'm a proud doggy daddy here in the DMV of a wonderful little Shih Tzu who's too big for his britches and too big for his breed. Like literally, he's too big. Like,
oh my gosh.
I had some man stop me the other day when I was walking him in the morning. Funny story. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, that's a Japanese dog, right?" And I was like, yeah, no, he's a Shih Tzu. So for those of you who don't know, Shih Tzus are actually Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I was like, that's okay, because this random man just kind of stopped me. He's like looking at my dog, like glaring at my dog. I'm like, oh, this man is not one of them freakazoids. He's like, but he's big, because normally they're small. They're small. I say, normally, is he mixed with something? I said, no. I said, it's just like if you're in Japan, since he said Japanese, you have some that are 5'2" and some that are 7'2". He just happens to be 7'2". And he was like, oh, okay. Ha, 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 ha. And I was like, okay. All right, well, have a nice day, sir. So my dog gets all kinds of attention. And I was like, why is this dog getting all this attention? But I always have a funny story to share about Pepper, because he always does something that's really, really interesting. For those of you who don't know, like I said, I'm a doggy daddy, and my dog's name is Pepper. And he's a handsome little Shih Tzu male that we rescued a little bit over a year ago. And he is quite endearing, and he loves to run around. He loves to lick. He loves to pee on things outside, not inside.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, just to let you know. If you're inside and he likes you, he will lick you. So you have to let him know that you do not want him to lick you. And he is, as I shared, I think in our last show for July, that I found out that my dog is a member of the Beehive.
Yes, and we talked about him getting that cool Beehive necktie. So did you get my dog in his tie?
I have not gotten that yet. I'm on the lookout. So if anybody sees a bumblebee bow tie for dogs, let me know, because I'm going to go purchase that, because he needs to have that in his life. If I find it before this episode airs, I will make sure that a picture is posted. But I'm on the lookout for a bumblebee necktie. Not a yellow one, not a gold one. Not a black and gold one. It has to be bumblebees on it. Because anytime I say, for those of you who missed the show last time, anytime I say the name Beyonce, my dog whips his head around like, what? Huh? And I didn't share this, but we found out early on that our dog has a thing for black women. So that makes sense that he likes Beyonce.
Oh,
Not to say she's the ultimate black woman, but it's just like he can walk past. No offense to everybody else out there. Sorry, ladies. He can walk past a Latina, a white woman, an Asian woman. No, he don't pay nobody no mind. He see a brown skinned black woman come by, he be like, his little ears perk up. I'm like, well, what is going on with
like
my
that
dog?
chocolate,
Right? And then you say Beyonce around him, he pay attention. I was like, okay, well, but he was a rescue, so shout out to the rescue dogs out there, all the doggy shelters and animal shelters. But we figured that maybe perhaps his owner before us might have been actually a black woman. So if you lost your dog, we thank you very much because we love him. And his name is now Pepper. Don't know what his name was when you had him. When we got him, his name was Toby. And for the black listeners out there, y'all know I wouldn't let no dog in my house named Toby.
So
no,
so that ain't gonna fly.
Right. After a couple days, like we got him on a Wednesday. By Sunday, he was renamed. His name was Toby. But anyway, that's enough about me. Like I said, I am a doggy daddy, a proud partner, and a working professional here in the DMV. I work in healthcare. Shout out to the healthcare professionals and all the professionals working here, there, and beyond. And I'm also the owner and operator of Move with T LLC, which is a fitness-based company that focuses on with a holistic approach on health and wellness. Not holistic like weed smoking, because I don't do that. Just want to put that out there so people know. But holistic as in, motivation and a well-rounded approach to your health and fitness and overall well-being. So, and how about you, Lady K? Let's hear about you, Miss Award winner, because just this past July, you racked up an award, a big one at that, which is fabulous.
Yes.
So let's hear a little bit more about you.
Yes. For those who don't know me, of me. Anyway, I am Kimberly McLemore is my actual name, but I am an actual award-winning entrepreneur and now an award-winning author. I just recently won Author of the Year for my book memoir, Deception of the Heart, A Real Look into Domestic Violence for Social Awareness. And so it's really exciting because I won the ILA Award, which is the Indie Author Legacy Award, which is a very huge event that's held in Baltimore yearly. This was the 4th year. So I'm extremely excited because I did talk a little bit about this, and I won't go into too much more detail on the last show, but the big part that was really exciting for me to know is that there was 1,800 nominations. Out of the 1,800, there was 150 finalists, which obviously I was one of the finalists. But then out of the 150, they chose their top 20, and I was one of the top 20. And so I was just excited to be in a room full of amazing other authors, other amazing entrepreneurs. I just felt like I was at the Oscars. I've never been to the Oscars, but that was my Oscars for the night. We had a beautiful a dinner that was served to us, and then on top of that, we got this amazing award. And we talked about how beautiful it was in our last show, and it's a beautiful glass award. It's heavy and it's prestigious looking, and so I put it in my table of awards. So hopefully the table will get fuller and fuller, but it was exciting. It was an exciting moment, which means that, it definitely reminded me that everything that I'm doing for the right reason. And so I'm excited to continue to move on in my business, which as author Kimberly McLemore LLC, I am a book coach. I am also a self-publishing trainer. And so my job and what I love to do is teach people how to rewrite their stories. And as I'm doing that, I'm also teaching them small business consulting because I'm also a small business consultant through Women's Small Business Initiative, LLC. So I'm teaching them to understand that you can be the author, you can write your dreams down, you can tell your stories. There's always somebody out there to listen, but you also need to understand the other side of the world of business. So I teach you all of these things in this amazing class. And then, of course, if you just want to learn how to put together business plans and all the good stuff, you just need somebody to come in and help you get your business in order, call on me. I am that person. so I do that.
Call me.
Yeah, call me. Hey, okay. Anyway, and then the other thing that I do, I actually work during the day, just like most people do. I am a manager and a project manager. I actually manage some amazing projects as a contractor for the Department of Defense over at Fort Bravo. So, I enjoy what I do. I won't get into any more detail with that, but that's a little bit about me. So basically, you do have some educated individuals on the show. Educated, yes. Educated, okay? So as we continue to move on with the show, our topic of discussion this evening, doing something. A call to action for listeners to think about their year and what they seek to accomplish with the remaining 2019. Because we're literally beyond the halfway point. Summer's here. We're ending summer. Before you know it, fall here. School will be starting back up. And you'll look up, the year will be over with. So what is it that people have been thinking about? Have they been reaching their goals? If they haven't, what are you going to do for the rest of the year? What is your thoughts on that, Mr. T?
Well.
Uh-oh.
And well.
We got 4 or 5 wells, y'all. That means
he
got something for y'all, okay? He got something for you.
I'm charged and loaded. No. Gosh, this topic, oh my goodness. Okay, so it's so interesting with this topic. I was listening to another, I was looking at on YouTube, because there's a certain person I follow who does their, I guess, what's it called, a vlog? It's, I guess it's called a vlog, but it's like a podcast, because they do it as a podcast as well, like the next day. And at the end of her podcast, she happened to mention doing something. She was like, y'all. Well, I do want to say, to preface this before I start speaking, that she uses language that is a lot more intense and flavorful than my usual mode of speaking. So I'll be paraphrasing her. But she was like, we're going into our 7th month, because this was her show from Monday. And she's like, we're going into our 7th month. It's almost 7 months into the year. What have you done with your year? And then she used some expletives and said some other things that I won't repeat.
This is a clean show.
It's a clean show. Although I do appreciate her being her authentic self, because I talk about that all the time. But I was like, that's not how I deliver my messages. But then it was just so interesting in her talking about that, and it caused me to raise some questions. And then ironically, and Lady K, I promise you, this was so funny to me, because I messaged you this show topic.
Yes.
About do something. And when I messaged that to you, it was after work. I'd already listened to the podcast. Like I said, she didn't say this thing until the end of the podcast. It was like a brief little blip. So it was like minor. It had nothing to do with like her show at large. Mm-hmm. I got in the car and I put on my my music. Everybody, how we get in our car and hook up, Bluetooth up, and then I hit shuffle. The first song that came on
Come on with it.
Was Britney Spears' "Do Something." She has a song. She had a song called "Do Something," and I was like, I had just finished the end of the podcast, and it was resonating with me, and I was thinking on it, and then I got in the car, and then that song was the first one to come on. Wow. And I said, and I messaged you. I said, Lady K, this is our show topic. We need to do this. I don't know when, but we need to do this. Because I was like, because the universe, the Lord said, hey. And I felt like, I'd say the universe in general, just because I know people have varying faiths and everything. Right. But I felt like it was very paramount in that moment when that Britney Spears song came on, which I know people may be thinking, Britney Spears, paramount, life-changing. Mm-hmm. But just after the message that I heard and the thought process that I was in at that moment, and then that song coming on, and it's literally called "Do Something," I was really forced to really think even more about what I've done. And so in this getting back to the whole point of the show, the show topic about do something, a call to action. We should all be thinking about where we are in our year. 2019 is already halfway over. Literally, it's halfway over. And I'm like, how did we get here? It's halfway over. I mean, you know, you start thinking about all the plans that you made at the beginning of the year, before the beginning of the year. And you're like, okay, people have their resolutions. I don't believe in resolutions. Those who know me know that I believe in having your goals for the year. And so I was thinking about my goals and everything I've done, and I've accomplished a lot, but I still have a lot to do. And I was thinking about where I am in process, or in progress, depending on which term you prefer. I have several things that are in progress. Actually, I got multiple things in progress, and you know me outside of here, so you know I got several things already. Well, technically, they're done. They're finite. They're done. They just haven't happened yet. But I already have things lined up for July. Well, we're in September now, but July. But at the time, it was like July, August, September, October, and it's like there's more coming up because now we're going into the holiday season. We're winding up for that, and we're gonna be in 2020 before we know it. And I'm already getting things lined up, and I know that you are too.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, all right. But for those people out there, and this is really for those people who aren't in process, I keep wanting to say in process,
right?
But yeah, that's like one of my favorite words: process, because it's an active word. But so is progress. But those of you who aren't progressing, those of you who are stagnant, and I do this with my fitness classes. Well, at least I've done it the last 2 years, where I check in with them, and I say, where are you in meeting your goals from the beginning of the year? What did you have laid out that you wanted to accomplish this year? What progress have you made so far? Are those things done? Can you check them off your list? Can you mark them off your list? Can you say that they're done? Or do you still have work to do? And so this show is really about a call to action. If you haven't done it, it's time to do it. Did you say in January you want to lose 20 pounds? If you're still in the same place you were health-wise in January now that you were in January, then you're late. So, and so you still have the year left. You still got some time left to get some things done. But you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do now to buckle down? How do I make sure that I end 2019 how I wanted to end it, you know? So, and that's a very, very big thing, because sometimes we all say, oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. And then we get to like February, and then we forget about that, and we order an extra sundae.
Right. Or that extra slice of pizza, okay.
Or we have the extra slice of pizza, or we have the whole pizza. No shade.
Right.
You know? And then, you know, we get to Mother's Day, and then we go out to the buffet, because we all know we go out to the buffet, or we go out to dinner, and then it's graduate time, and then people are graduating, so we're doing things for that. And then it's summertime. Oh, I didn't quite get to my goal, but you know, my clothes still fit the same way that they did, so you know, I'm okay. But I still want to lose 20 pounds, but I'll get there. But we're not doing anything to change it. And then we get to September. It's the fall. Now what do we do? Because the year's almost over. Do we regurgitate the same thing? Do we get ready for, say, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds for 2020? Or do we work on actively losing that 20 pounds? I'm using that as a point of reference, because so many people want to lose weight, and they use it as a New Year's resolution or a goal for the year. And it doesn't matter whether you lose 20 pounds. I mean, you might actually be the same weight, but maybe you just want to get fit. You might actually end up being the same weight at the end of the year, but your body's more fit. And people who work out understand that. I don't want to get into that too much, because that's a whole different show when we talk about muscle versus fat and all that stuff. Because muscle is heavier than fat.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you have to think about, how do you feel when you end this year? What are you doing actively to get to the places you want to be? Maybe you want a new car. Maybe you want to move out and be on your own. You're tired of having a roommate. Maybe you want a dog, a cute little Shih Tzu named Pepper. You can't have mine. But maybe you want a cute little Shih Tzu to love and call your own. What are you doing to work toward that goal? What have you done to work toward that goal? Because dogs not cheap. There's vet bills. I'm going to be honest to y'all out there. They worse than kids because they can't talk back, which is a good point. But they do have their attitudes. But they can't talk back. They can't tell you what's wrong. They can't tell you their tummy hurt.
Right.
You got to figure it out. And you have to be attentive. But then you got to take them someplace where hopefully the people that you're entrusting, just like a child, where you're entrusting them to somebody else's care. But, you got vet bills. You got dog food. You got accessories, if you believe in that like I do. And grooming, depending what type of dog you get. It's like taking your child for a haircut. And trust me, dog grooming is more expensive than getting your child's haircut. I'm letting y'all know. I know this in real time. Shout out to Mr. Wolf Dog Care. I'm giving him a shameless plug because he hooks my dog up every time.
There you go, free sponsorship.
Yeah. I'm giving
one time and one time only, though.
Right, that'd be the last time. But I'm just saying, shout out to him. And then, but like y'all got to think about that. So what are y'all doing? And what are y'all doing? Where y'all at?
Yeah, that's right. And there's some very good examples. Like I said, a lot that people really, truly do resonate with because that's usually their first thought at the beginning of the year. And, I'm going to lose my weight. I'm going to do this and that. Because I always laugh about that when the gym will be so full, the first 30, maybe 60 days. And after that, it's like, where do these people go to, But I think a big thing that people really need to sit back and just think about the fact that time waits for no one. So when you make a decision that you're ready to get up and move forward, time will keep moving whether you do or don't. And this is what this topic is really honing on, is that doing something to better yourself, to make you happy, to reach your goals, is all about you. You are in control. You are responsible for you and nobody else is. And so when you sit back and you start to think about the actions that you haven't taken, you're responsible for that. And we all go through that process. There's a lot of things we say we're going to do and we don't do. Part of it is just life gets in the way. Other part of it is that you just don't have that motivation anymore. It could be a multiple of different reasons. But when you start to look back and like T was talking earlier, that, you look up, half the year's already gone. We've gone through July. Here it is August, and now September has rolled around. What have you done? What have you accomplished? And then, what if you decided how you're going to handle the rest of the year? You're just going to continue to stay in this mode of, I just don't have time. I don't feel like doing it. It just isn't my time, but then you're envy of others doing what they want to do, or either you're jealous of others doing what they're doing. You look at them differently. You feel differently because you're not reaching your goals. One thing that people do need to understand in life, it's your race, not our race. It's your race. You have to run it. But before you can run it, you absolutely need to crawl before you can walk. When you walk, then you can run. But you have to put the time in. You have to make that decision, and you have to sacrifice. So we all know sacrificing could be a multiple of things. Like like we were talking earlier, if you're going to lose weight, you're going to have to sacrifice. You can't eat those 3 or 4 pieces of slices. You have 1, maybe 2 to start out with. But it's all a part of a process, and it is all called progress. Every time, the more you put into it, the better you become. It's just the reality of life. But at the end of the day, if you're not moving, taking the responsibility to do your part, you will always stay stagnant. You will never achieve the goals that you want to achieve, because you will use the excuses as the way to say, this is the reason why I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve this year. So as we know, 2019 is moving by so fast, like every year does. It gets to the point where even if you're busy, and as busy as we are, there's many days that I some days I don't even remember what's happened from one day to the next, because I'm constantly doing something to improve or to reach my goals. And like T was saying, this year is pretty much almost gone. I've got a few more things going on all through the month of October, September. I'm actually getting a little break. And then I'm looking up, though, I've been working 2020 since about, I don't know, probably around April or May. So I've already been looking at 2020 because I've got a lot of things going on in the background to prepare for next year. You can't wait till the year of in order to move forward. You have to start preparing almost at the beginning of the year to start the following year. Because if you're a person who is a goal seeker and there's things that you want to accomplish in your life, and you're, especially if you got a business that you're trying to run, you can't sit back and say, I'll get to it later. Because guess what? Those customers, you can't sit there and tell, or your clientele, that you're going to get to them later. You have a role and responsibility because you want to build, you wanted this. You wanted to say that I can run this business, or I can reach this goal, or I can teach this dance, whatever it is that you're trying to do, or I can write this book. You are totally responsible for yourself. And always remember, time waits for no one.
That's right.
I'm done preaching.
I'm like, that's right. Time be like, hey, what's the time? Time. In the 60s, time.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it's true. I mean, it like I said, each day goes by so fast. I get up at 4 a.m. sometimes, and I'm just like, how did I even get to 10:30 when I'm getting ready to go to bed? It goes by so fast, and I'm thinking about, what did I do today? And some days it can be extremely overwhelming because, like I said, if you're a goal seeker and you're trying to make accomplishments in your life that you have set for yourself, you can sometimes overdo it. So you do have to know how to wind it back, but it doesn't mean that when you wind it back that you stop reaching the goals that you want to reach. Like I said, we've got a few more months left out of this year, and we all know 90% of the time when the holidays come, because I'm this person, I make sure that in my business and in my personal life, come December, y'all ain't gonna hear from me, okay? I'm done. It's like, nah, what happened to Kim? No, she shut down for the month, okay? Done. And I learned that lesson the hard way. Because you have to learn how to take time for yourself. But in order for me to take time for myself and to prepare for this, I had to do something. I had to put actions and processes and things in place in order for me to be able to say, I'm going to shut down for the month. So that's what we're talking about. If there's things in life that you want to do, I don't want to hear no complaints. We're all good at complaining. But when you're done complaining, pick up your bootstraps, get yourself together, and do something. Start now. You're never too late. You don't have to wait till Monday because it's the beginning of the week. Every day is a new day. Every day is an opportunity to transform. Get up and do something.
That's right. That's what Britney Spears said. She said, get up out of your seat and do something.
There you go. There you go.
Get off the wall.
Hey, gotta get the clapping. Cheesy clap, cheesy clap. Hey. Cheesy clap is on. Cheesy clap is on.
Right. Who would have thought you and I would have been discussing Britney Spears on our show?
Oh, well, it's just funny. But like you said, it's funny how things come together. You hear somebody else talking about the topic, and then no sooner you get out away from that topic, at least you thought you did, you get in your car, and then here comes the topic again. And that's because it's still an opportunity for you to think about, like you said, it gave you a few minutes to think about what it is that you need to do, or what it is that you aren't doing, or are you doing too much, or how do you make sure that you reach the goals that you have to reach. I mean, you even had the opportunity earlier in the year to take some time because you need to have that time. We all realize that we're human beings, and we all realize that we have things that we want to accomplish, but if we don't do it the right way, we won't be here to make those accomplishments. So it's just a thought. It's things that, we want like we always talk about in every show. And I like to repeat this in every show because I want people to realize that we are sitting here talking about it's an opinion-based show, but it's also the experiences that we have. I'm in my 50s, T's 40, we have been through some life things, and we can share some things that we think that are important, and we feel that people are going to resonate with this. And there's always somebody out there who's going through what we have been through, or they can just resonate with just the topic, period. So we're not here just to motivate you. We want to motivate you, but we also want to educate you on thinking for yourself and being better for yourself, not just, sitting here listening to us conversate and thinking that it's just a show that's full of jokes. Yes, we have a great time. We're here for all that, but we are truly here to really talk about the things that are going on within our, our lives, the negativity that surrounds us, the local events that are around us, our motivational living. This is what we're about. So I'm going to quit preaching now. I'm going to quit preaching. Tell me stop. Tell me stop.
Stop. Alta. That's Spanish for stop, for those that don't know. Alta. I'm working my Spanish.
Yes. But yeah, so that's what we're here for. But, we're moving on, show. We have a hard, we're supposed to have a hard stop in 30 minutes, but we just, some days just can't do it. We just can't do it. We're just terrible about it some days because the topics are great and these are conversations. And as we have talked before, and I'm going to bring this up again, if you live in the DMV area, and for those who don't understand what that is
DC, Maryland, and Virginia. It is not the Department of Motor Vehicles. Well, it is the Department of Motor Vehicles, but not in regard to when we say shout out to the DMV.
We love
those people. Yeah, we love those of you who work in the DMV to keep things moving, because we know when they call T068 or whatever the numbers are, however that works, we appreciate you, girl, boy, or man, woman. We appreciate you. We're talking about DC, Maryland. DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Exactly. Exactly. What we're talking about truly is that if you live in the Washington, D.C. metro area and you would like to be a guest on our show, or you have an opinion you want to share or comment you want to share, let us know. Go to our page, Moments with Lady K and Mr. T on Facebook.
That's right.
Tell us what your interest is, and we would love to have you on the show because, this is an opportunity. I think
we're on Instagram now, too. As soon as
direct message. Oh, that's right. We got IG, y'all. We got IG. Yeah. We big time. Got IG.
I finally figured it out.
Oh, yay. So we moving up. We're moving up pretty soon. We're going to add Twitter. So we're going to be tweeting pretty soon. We're going to be tweeting. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how the show gets out. We really are. Right now, the show is because we are sharing an amazing platform with WSBI. We have the capabilities, and you can hear us on iHeart Radio, Spotify, Tumblr, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So there's no excuses. If you have a question, if you have want to be a guest, reach out to us because that's what we're here for. We love to hear your opinions. Even though our show is about what our experiences are, we always love to hear other people's experiences and opinions because there's going to be somebody else that they can resonate to as well. And resonate with, should I say. So, all right, we are coming close to the end of the show. Do you have any upcoming events that you would like to share for the month of September and maybe October?
I do, Lady K. I actually have 2 events for those of our listeners who were listening to our last show in the month of July. I talk to you all about Dancing is My Voice 2019. It is a dance fitness fundraiser for sexual violence awareness. It will be taking place by the Lincoln Memorial. That's the Lincoln Memorial. It's a free event. It's an outdoor event. It is a fundraiser, so we'd like for you to participate. It is on Saturday, September 28th. From 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. I will be there. Once again, it's at the Lincoln Memorial at 2 Lincoln Memorial Circle in Washington, D.C. We want to make this the biggest event ever. And we have a wonderful Latin singing sensation group that is participating. So you want to come out and find out who they are, because maybe they'll take a picture with you. Or if not, you can just record them. So I don't want to put them out there like that. Oh, T said, Mr. T said that we could take a picture with you. That's
they could be like, who is Mr. T?
Right. I don't want to go on record as saying that because I would be like, well, but Mr. T will be there as part of Move with T. So if anybody's interested in being part of my stage crew, if you haven't been confirmed already, then DM me, and so we can talk about that, and you can come to some of the rehearsals. So that's September 28th from 11 to 2 p.m. Dancing is My Voice 2019. It's a Zumbathon charity event to support sexual assault and sexual violence awareness month. You can find tickets on Eventbrite. That's more so for, even though it's a free event, it's so we can record numbers. So, and try to have as accurate numbers as we can. Also, October is coming up. So right after that, we have the purple and pink 70s disco Zumba party. What's up? We did it at our second annual, Lady K.
Yes.
Movie
Awesome.
T and WSBI. So joining forces together once again for the second year in a row. So we're going to be doing that, and we're excited for that. That will be at Gold's Gym Lorton for the month of October. Be sure to check our page for the date, time, and location. And of course, it's a $5 drop-in fee if you're a non-member, but it is a fundraiser, so we do want you to feel free to drop in a couple extra dollars for us, because we want to give some money to these wonderful organizations for Breast Cancer Awareness Month and in recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Absolutely. That's right.
Take it away, Lady K.
And I want to say with our event that we have, we are the only organizations within this area in our community that actually does a dual event for breast cancer awareness and for domestic violence awareness. And for most people who know who I am and know that domestic violence is very close to my heart, I am a previous victim. And as I'm called, a survivor is what people call me. And I call myself a shero of domestic violence. And domestic abuse. It's a very, very important topic for me, and very important thing that I don't look at, that we actually just celebrate in the month of October. I celebrate every day, because there's so many women and men out here who are being abused, and children. And so the funds that we raise, we absolutely send them to a private shelter. We can't even talk about the shelter on air. We just send the shelter the funding that they need, and they receive that money, so that it goes to women and children who are in desperate need here in right here in the community. And it's the same thing, of course, obviously with the breast cancer awareness. It's a little bit more out there because they don't have to be as private about what, when it comes to supporting our women, when it comes to breast cancer awareness. But we really do want people to understand that this fundraiser is very important to us. And like I said, this is our second year. Our first year was phenomenal for the first time around. We raised $500. It would be great if we could get that up to about $800, this year. So let's see if we can keep it moving. We really do appreciate everybody's support. Drop $5 in the bucket. We always have some great goodies for you. We have a great show. We'll have some great people on that stage with us. So just stay tuned. Look out. We'll be posting sooner than later, of course, and giving out more detail about the actual date, but it is coming before you know it.
Hey.
And as far as, me, October is actually probably one of the busiest. It seems like October is my busiest month of the year. Usually August, September, October, everybody says, I need you. So it's like, so in October, I've got some amazing things going on myself. I'm going to be a guest for the Divas Day organizational event. It's going to be out in Houston. So I'm really excited about that. The first weekend of October with Miss Kim Mason. So I'm extremely excited about being there and meeting all these phenomenal women at her event. And then I will be at another amazing event towards the end of October. I will have more detail coming on that, which I will be speaking at this event. And I can't give you out any details yet, because I know that they're still working on a few last minute things, but I will definitely be sharing. Keep your eyes open about what's going on with that upcoming event. And then, like I said, got a lot of things coming up for the year of 2020 already. So keep your eyes peeled on that. You all will see me crisscrossing around the United States next year. So be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. Be prepared.
I'm going cross country. I don't know if that's a song or not, but I just made it into
Well, we're going to make, we made one tonight. We made one tonight. But yes, we always end our show, of course, with a moment of inspiration for those who going through some rough patches in life. They just need a big hug. And, I think we gave them a lot of inspiration earlier, talking about our topic of just do something, right?
That's
I don't know
right.
how much more motivation you need, but do you have any last pieces of motivation that you think you want to add?
I always got a little something extra for the end. I got
I have to ask the question anyway. I can't assume, because I don't want you to be like,
and then you hear a bunch of papers rustling. Like,
Exactly.
Okay, so since our show topic today was do something, a call to action, our last moment, or my last words, nobody can do everything, but everyone can do something.
Ooh, you be coming up with some good ones. Say that one again, sugar. Say it again.
Nobody can do everything, but everyone can do something.
Now, if you hadn't figured out what our topic of discussion tonight, then that's shame on you is all I'm going to say. Shame on you.
Okay.
But get up and do something.
Get up out of your seat, like Britney Spears said. If nothing else, think about Britney Spears. Get up out of your seat. And
that's right. Something. You don't want to miss your moments in life because you decided to stand still. So get up and do something, right?
Get up and do something.
All right. Well, Mr. T, as we come to the end of our show, I always enjoy spending my time with you.
Oh, and you, Lady K. I'm so sad to say good night.
I know, but we got plenty more things to do. We want people to see your beautiful face out here doing your thing. And as always, I will see you soon. But for everyone else, until next time, we will see you right back here at our regular time frame with WSBI, her regular show with Kimberly McLemore at 7 p.m. Thursday evenings. But until next time, you all have an amazing night. Good night.
Good night, everyone. We will be back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Follow us on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. View our new WSBI website anytime at www.wsbillc.com and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.